I'm out here waiting on the delivery. Just talked to them, so it's on the way of the mobile home. This is the last time we're going to have this lot clear without a mobile home on it. So they're bringing it in, going to set it, walk you through everything that's going on. Let's check it out. And here she comes down the road. So they came out the day before and scouted out this location, or maybe 2 days before, but they got a pretty good plan together before they even showed up as far as the delivery. And so this is a single section home, 76 foot long. So one of the biggest single section manufactured homes that you could get. And this is probably, I was kind of joking with them, telling this is probably a cakewalk for you guys. You know, this is a paved county road and they're able to get these in just about anywhere. So this was a relatively low on the difficulty scale for him, but he came with a pretty good crew. I think he had 7, 8, 9 guys in the 2 trucks that they brought, and they were, backing this thing up on the county road, and then they were going to take it off into the lot itself here. So these guys knew what they were doing, and you'll see that here throughout the video. But I want to just show you the delivery, the setup, how these guys tie it down, and how they get it into this lot here throughout this video. I appreciate you checking it out. If you would, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the notifications, let me know what you think about the setup, the lot. There's a few other videos on this particular project as well, from the septic tank to some lot preparation videos, the concrete runners that this home is going to sit on for its foundation, and a few other videos. So check out the playlist on this if you have interest in this project itself, some other aspects of it. So on this one, I try and cover some of the costs and things that went into this. But with the purchase of this home, this is a single section, like I said, 76 foot long, so about 1,200 square foot home. I think I paid $86,000 for this home from the Clayton Homes dealership. So the delivery of the home was included in this. So I'm not exactly sure, if you were just getting a home delivered by itself, what exactly the breakdown on the cost ends up being. But that yellow machine right there, folks, is a beast. I mean, it looks like a tank and it works like a tank. You're going to see it do some pretty awesome stuff here in a little bit. But, they get it in with a big truck on the road, put it in position, and then that yellow, I'm just going to call it a tank, manufactured home tank, I don't know, does all the work from there, and it's all remote controlled. There's a gentleman there with a gray shirt on, but he's got like a sash control on that goes over his shoulder, and he's operating it from there. He picked up my little trailer there and moved it out of his way, and that was nothing for that machine. And then you'll see it get to work here in a minute on this manufactured home. I don't know how much that home weighs, but you can imagine it weighs quite a bit. You can see it's crushing that board it's sitting on, and it just got a 2-3 inch ball there, and on tracks. And watch this, bam, just picks it up like it's nothing. I mean, it really looks like it's nothing there when it picks it up. And so they're just going to maneuver this thing in there onto the lot, and those guys are, he's got a bunch of spotters there. You can see his control, that sash over his shoulder there. He's the one controlling this whole thing. He said he's been moving manufactured homes and delivering and installing since he was 14 years old. His dad did it too, so he started with his dad when he was 14. I didn't get exactly how old he was, probably early 40s, and he had a really good crew here that got this home in. And you can see they're putting down those I don't know what they're called, like tracks, so that the wheels don't get stuck, and they just keep piggybacking those into the property. We've got some rock down, but there's quite a bit of sand too, and you don't want this manufactured home to get stuck at all. So these guys make sure that it's got a smooth entryway into the lot itself, and then gets a good install. So I mean, he can move that little tank back and forth and stab it in right where he wants it. So 76 foot of manufactured home going into this lot, and it's kind of a narrow lot, I guess, for a manufactured home. I think it's not quite 50 feet wide, if I remember correctly. So, you know, I think this home is 14 or 16 foot wide. I think it's got a septic tank on one side. We have a lot of trees on this lot. I try to save as many trees as possible just for the landscaping and curb appeal in the lot itself. Just, no need in cutting down trees if we don't have to. So I try to keep as many as possible in the plan and the design of the layout here. And so now he's got to kind of try to navigate around all the trees and the lot and the septic system and get it in there safely. But he's definitely a skilled operator, so he gets it done. So you can see those guys underneath the manufactured home laying out those runners for the axles of this home to be able to roll over and get it in there. So this tank can lift it up, can lower it side to side, and once he gets it lined up, though, he's got a pretty decent straight shot into the property itself. And then once they get it lined up, we have it staked. We paid a surveyor to come in and stake off exactly where the home should sit, and the back corners are still staked off at this point. And so you're going to see he's going to be able to get it right on the money, right exactly where that stake is where the home ends up sitting, and he gets it there. Pretty close on the trees up top there, you can see. So they didn't really get in a hurry, which is good in my opinion. And they just kind of scouted it out as they were going, took it nice and easy. You can see they had spotters on the corners, and this black vapor barrier, they'll get the home in there, then they'll spread that out underneath the home, tie it down. But just a good crew here. They were watching out for those trees. It only takes one scrape of those trees along the roof, and then we got other problems. So I think they did a really good job. And as far as permitting, so this home sits in the county. They did have to, and I feel like if you're dealing with a reputable manufactured home dealer that does this all the time, they're going to know what paperwork and stuff. But it's good to know for yourself as well, and talk to the county. So that's what I did. I talked to the development services for the particular county here, and they let me know that they were going to want they called it a tie down or a T-cert. And so they wanted the tie down certificates, and then the delivery guys had to get a permit from the highway department to transport this home. And so as far as paperwork on it, the manufactured home dealer in my case pretty much handled all the paperwork, and then they gave me the copies that I needed to give to the county and got it installed here. So everything here went pretty smooth as far as the delivery, the installation, the setup, and as well as the paperwork as well. So if you're thinking about doing a project like this, I would say there is paperwork that goes along with it, and it's not difficult. You just want to make sure that you know what you need and know that you get it in the end. So that was my experience with permitting and paperwork. This property is on city water, so I did have to get a little bit of a permit for the water hookups there. But other than that, not a whole lot to it from my experience on this one. And then he's just keeps on working it in there with that tank. You can see that thing just whips back and forth, side to side. It's got trees up at the corner here, so he's trying to navigate the home in there for the trees. Little bit of a kiss from that tree there on the roof, but it didn't damage anything. It was just the leaves. So And then once we get the home in, we go in there and we can do some of the accessory work, the decks, concrete driveway, and finish out work on, in addition to the home being there. Hook up the water, sewer lines. So I had to pay a plumber to come in and run the water lines. They're already there. You can see some of the white PVC sticking up out of the ground on the left. And when he's putting this home in there, he's got a water line right next to it. There's one by the fence there, but there's one also right along the side of the home. So he's having to navigate that along with the trees. And so the plumber comes in and hooks up the water lines when this is all set. We got another tree right up on the roof line there. You can see it's hardly no daylight in there, but he squeezed it in there. So I was trying to save as many trees as I could. So I think we saved that one. We just had to, maybe we didn't save that one. I think they're going to cut it down here in a little bit, actually, from the bottom down, but I tried. So this crew, they brought chainsaws, they brought shovels, they brought everything that they were going to possibly need to get this one done. And so so they go in there and they trim off what they need and get it done. But the plumber comes in, hooks up the water lines. I handled all that myself as far as contracting them out. They also hooked up the sewer lines underneath the home into the septic tank. And then they're taking these concrete blocks. They'll level up the home out with these. These will sit on top of those concrete runners. And then they'll level out the home and shim it with the cinder blocks. And you'll see underneath those blocks there on that trailer, but they're just look like cut 2x6s that go between the cinder blocks and the frame of the home itself. And so these guys are just putting them out there, getting it final set where it needs to be, getting the blocks in there, and getting the home leveled out. So those black auger looking things go into the ground, and then they're for the tie downs. So they'll drill those into the ground, into the dirt, and then they'll put metal straps around the frame of the home, and then they'll tie into those, and that'll hold the home down. They also drill into the concrete runners and anchor into that and wrap a metal strap around the frame of the home, and then secure it to the concrete runners as well. So it's strapped down in quite a few different places, but you can see there underneath that it's got those metal straps wrapped around that frame pretty closely together. So it's got quite a few points where it's tied down. And then you can see the vapor barriers spread out throughout underneath the home. So there's the strap wrapped around the frame, and you can see them running down. So they're not secured or tensioned at this point, but so then they'll go along and tie them down. But you see the blocks, the wood, the shims. So this home's level. Once they get it level, then they just go through and tighten everything up, tie it down, and home sweet home. So I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you would, subscribe.